Out that I had these feelings. I was a young kid, maybe like 8 years old, and from as early, earlier than that, I was always taught, a man being with a woman and a woman being with a man. It was only that, so I had that image burned into my mind, and and for the longest time, I had that image burned into my mind, and I believed it. Meanwhile, I also had an image of what I was feeling inside, not what I was taught, but what was innately coming out of me, and that was very different to what I was, taught by my parents, by everybody else, and as a kid, you don't talk, you don't talk to anybody about those things, you don't ask questions or anything. So I thought that I was like weird, and I was confused why both of these were happening at the same time. Um, but I could say I was maybe about 8 years old or 7 years old around when I started having the different feelings, different than what I was taught.
As growing up, and how did you feel society was treating you when they found out about your differences?
Um, as I was growing up, I wasn't ever treated any differently because it was never brought up.
In your family?
No, never. Like nobody knew, nothing. I never expressed it, never did it, nothing. Um, but more recently, um, I don't think I was treated any differently though, because I hung around with a bunch of straight people and gay people and whatever, and they treated, in my situation, I was treated equally. And it's fortunate for me because I know that there are a lot of people that um, aren't treated equally, and I think it's a shame. But I'm fortunate to not have passed through that.
Are you religious?
Yes, very religious.
So,
With being religious, was it hard to know what like you said, it was burned into your mind, and what your religion taught you? Was it hard on trying to figure out who you really were and accepting it?
Figuring out who I was, I guess I still don't know, or maybe I know some of it. But what I was beating myself up about was why. Like if they say, we're created under the image of God, and we're all, kids, sons and daughters of God. But yet he rejects these acts. Why is it that I was made this way when I'm supposedly not supposed to be this way? And for a long time, I was, I guess, a little bit angry and confused. And I can't even tell you how many times I tried to like pray it away, and because I really felt like I was dirt, because it had such a bad stigma, and I didn't want to have that dirtiness on me, and I tried my hardest to block it. I tried my hardest to pray it away. I tried my hardest to pretend that it was a phase that I was going to go through and be over with. I pretty much tried it all. The only thing that I refrained from doing was going to like youth groups or anything like that, specifically for that reason. And I neglected to go to those because I finally realized that it wasn't going to go away, and I wasn't wrongly made. In 2000, am I being recorded? Okay, I had that.
is it cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had that conversation with my mom like in 2006, in December of 2006. I remember I was, she picked me up from a tennis lesson that I had, and I remember it's really, really cold outside. And she picks me up, and then I get in the car. Hi, Mom, whatever, we're going home. And then she pulls into like a parking lot, right? And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And she, she rolls, she cracks the window down, and she puts the car in park, and she turns it off. And I'm like, oh, geez, I know where this is going. So then she asked me, she was like, are you gay or are you straight? And I was like really surprised because I knew it was going there. I knew that that's what it was leading up to. But it caught me by surprise because I hadn't really thought about what to tell her. So, I told her what came to my mind. What I believed at the time. And I didn't tell her yes and I didn't tell her no. What I told her was like, I basically beat around the bush, right? And I was like, well, blah, 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 and well this and well that. And I never gave her a concrete answer. And so she repeated her question and she asked me. And, I did the same thing. I was like, well, et cetera, et cetera. And like a while into the conversation, she, she asked me why do you feel this way? And I was like, well, I don't really know. I mean, it's not something that I could control. It's not something that that I choose when to do it or when not to feel it or whatever. It's something that just happens. And then she was like, so why do you have? Because this is also like in the MySpace era, right? and I left my I used to leave my page like logged in or whatever, and I think my older brother had gotten into it, and so my older brother got into it and he saw that I was like having different conversations with different people. It's just platonic conversations, nothing innocent conversations, nothing sexual or anything like that, and so my brother saw them and then he told her about them. And so she asked me, when we were having this conversation, she was like, well, so, why do you have so many gay friends? And I'm like, it's just, they're nice people. What else can I say?